Roy, welcome back to Australia for your 7th tour.
Yes, thank you very much.
How long since you were here last?
About 18 months.
And what brings you back to Australia so regularly?
Well, you wouldn't want to go to a country where you didn't like the people and where you didn't necessarily like the weather. So the people first and the country second, and very nice weather generally.
Now, you had a presentation the other night for Penny Arcade as a successful single. What has been your most successful single to this point?
Pretty Woman would have sold the most, and it would have gone to #1 more quickly than any of the rest. It sold about 7.5 million, I think, and Crying was 2 million, only 2 million, things like that. And then you get million sellers that are not domestic million sellers. In other words,
spread over the world.
Yeah, spread over the world.
Yeah.
And so then you get varying awards, you know.
Roy, is receiving gold records a pleasurable part of your business, or is it just an adjunct to it as far as you're concerned?
I think it's a very nice thing. It's like a gold medal at the Olympics, or a blue ribbon for a prize. I think it should go hand in hand. It's sort of a thing you can look to and leave behind, or you can say you've made your mark and more or less prove it. If you just get the money and it goes to the accountant and he tells you that you've got money or you don't have money, it doesn't mean anything, you know. And seeing the records go to #1 is just a piece of paper, but the awards are nice.
Now, this is a part of a world tour. Where have you been so far this trip?
We started in England, and we covered England very thoroughly. Then we went to Holland, then to Germany, Berlin and Frankfurt. Then we went to Athens, then to Crete, then into Turkey, and then to the Republic of China, then to Hong Kong, then to Darwin, and around Australia.
Roy, this brings me to a question. How long have you been in the business?
Well, successfully for about 12 years, and before that for about 3 years before.
Were you working sessions before you got a name for yourself?
Not really. I was trying,
Yeah.
but there were no recording centers close to where I live. And I had to go either to Nashville, Tennessee, or New York or Los Angeles, and Nashville was the closest.
I see. You've had a couple of tragedies in your life, bad things happening to you. Have these affected your outlook with your songwriting, the lyrics, for instance?
I don't think they've made a profound impact on the lyrics, because although most of my songs are things that have happened to me, I generally have to be in a good mood or self-content before I can write anything that's either happy or sad. And I don't even try to tag something sentimental or sad or happy. I just write what I feel. And subconsciously, maybe so, but I don't think that they've had a profound influence over what I'm writing now.
Have they changed your life in any way? Your outlook on
Well,
life?
I'm a little older and a little wiser,
Yeah.
and in that sense, probably has changed some, but mostly older and wiser.
Getting back to touring, what grieves you most about having to rush from place to place?
Well, lately it's been getting from point A to point B through customs and all that. I don't get the time that I want to spend with people and to see things. I think probably being hampered time-wise for everything, for eating, sleeping, and everything, would be the main problem.
All right, back to the songs and music. Do you have any hang-ups or hassles? Does it worry you that sex and drugs are so overtly presented in song lyrics these days?
If it's advocating drugs, then I think it's wrong. If it's against drugs, then it's probably uninteresting to people. So the overt sex and drug thing is not my style. So I guess you could say I was against it, but I sort of look in my own sphere, you know.
Now, you've had collaborators over the years, Bill Milsom and Joe Dees.
Joe Milson and Bill Dees.
Got them the other way around.
Yes.
Do you have a rapport that was built with these fellows? Or was it there? It just happened?
It just happened. I met each of these people, and when you meet a songwriter, the first thing you do is sing each other the songs that you've written. So I think Bill and Joe and I were all good songwriters individually, and I think together we wrote some great things. So I think it's you take, if a fellow's good with lyrics and you're good with the melody and you're both good with getting the thing together, that's great. It's a combination of things.
Well, now, what can you promise us from these collaborations for the future?
Well, we're working when we get the time. I've been gone about 5 or 6 months on this tour. I hope to be home for 3 or 4 months. And I don't know what we'll come up with, but I've been thinking on this trip in an airplane or sitting in a waiting lounge or something about titles and ideas and things like that. So I can't really say. I hope they're successful, but can't really say what they'll be.
Well, I hope they are, and thank you for talking to us.
Thank you.